game with 7:38 left. It was both had 4 fouls at that point. What's your message in such a precarious situation?
Well, they both can't get a foul at the same time. So that went through my mind because one of this, I wish I could, it was the whole staff, but one of the staff said, let's go with them both. And I was like, and I thought, and I did think, well, if one of them picks up a foul, they both can't. You know what I mean? And so that really was a thought I had after. It was an excellent suggestion from my staff, and it was kind of time. Let's go. Some guys were tired, get a different mix, try to spread out and guard. I think were frustrated that they couldn't quite, they're getting some fouls, couldn't keep them in front, and they certainly delivered among the team did, but other guys as well.
Okay, Mike.
Tony, you got really important, I thought, contributions from Ryan Dunn in the second half, particularly rebounding-wise. Isaac, too, with some big threes. I know the foul trouble was part of the rotation, but how important is it to see them kind of rise up at moments like that?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the first time. Now, they've been doing this in our, we've been playing some solid basketball, and those two have been an important part of it. And, again, Ryan is he's so mobile, and he's wired to defend and rebound, offensive glass defense, and then, he bangs a three, and if he guards a four, he can show and get back, block some shots. And the way at Wake Forest, they're very good offensively, the way they're spreading you out and attacking. They put pressure on you, so we needed Ryan's mobility, and I thought he was really good, and that's his high, I think, so far of his early career in rebounding. And that was a heck of a tip dunk to get that.
Going back to Wake offensively, what was the approach on Appleby, who seemed to struggle, and the way that Kehek defended him down the stretch?
Well, I mean, he was kind of having his way, as a lot of them were. They were spreading us out. We thought maybe a screen was coming, and just he's so quick Hildreth is so aggressive with his drives that if they turn your hips a little bit and then they got shooters and they attack and then they'll jump stop and really work you deep into the paint. It's well done. It's well schooled, but it was just at the end, square him up, fight. If he makes a tough shot over the top, we're not going to bail him out and just wall up. And if we need to, we'll maybe send someone. And one time we didn't. And he's got to earn tough twos, but you're going to be a wall on wheels is what we said. And I think he got that at the end, maybe not the whole time before.
Okay. Jeff.
With about 8 minutes left or so, it was a one-point game, and Appleby had it inside, and Ryan blocked the shot.
It's huge.
On the road like this, with the crowd like that, to keep them from going ahead, is that an even bigger deal?
It was. And look, they missed a couple chippies or easy ones that helped us. We missed a couple. So it was kind of if you were a spectator, game was back, forth, a lot of shots made. But this was the best Wake Forest. This is my 14th year, and this was the best Wake Forest crowd that I think I've experienced in my time here. So it was live. You could feel it. And so, plays needed to be made down the stretch. Defensively, I always say that, and that was one of those. The players play and make the plays. And he came out of nowhere, came across, and snatched some rebounds, and it was impressive.
Okay,
And
middle
again,
left.
I want to mention Armand with his. We haven't talked about him, but 25 and 10. That's a career high, and he hit a huge three for us and battled hard. And with the foul trouble, he had how many minutes did I play him?
37 and a half.
Yeah, a lot of minutes. So it's hard fought.
Any indication, Coach, as to what led to the switch being flicked on? Because missed the first 6 3-pointers, and then you nailed the next 7 and went on that 19-0 run. What was that?
Yeah, well, I thought we got good shots early. We got offensive rebounds. We were running what we needed to do, and you have to take a quality shot. Now, maybe we got a little three-happy at times. I mean, who doesn't believe in a heat check if you hit a few like some of our guys were? But then all of a sudden they started sharing the ball. We had space, and guys were in rhythm, and you take them that way. Maybe a couple times in the second half, and I think Reese's three was a dagger too when he backed the guy off and got that three. So you needed to make that, but keep taking quality shots. Shooting's a funny thing, but if it's a good shot, you have to take it with confidence, and guys work at it.
Mike.
Tony, you did not have a turnover in the first half. I think you had 7 in the second half.
Yeah.
Would let them get back into it. Was that just the urgency from them, or was there something you saw that concerned you?
I mean, yeah, the first half was obviously very clean and moved the ball, and then they upped their pressure. We were maybe trying to attack a little more in just a couple of uncharacteristic ones, a charge and 2 offensive fouls, and then, a couple that were maybe unnecessary, unforced that we had. I know Kihei was frustrated at that one at the end, but they kind of got more aggressive, and then they got the crowd behind them and played a little bit more aggressive defensively. So I think that led to it, and we made some unsound plays also.
Okay, Jeff.
Your best teams have typically been really good on the road. What is the common denominator to teams you've had that have been successful away from JPJ?
Well, I think you try to play. You have really good players, and you recruit you have a good staff, all that. But you try to have a system that doesn't waver, that is sound. It gets. Can you get back? Can you be sound? You know who you are. And we talked about before the game, simple, faithful, and purposeful. And simple in terms of don't overcomplicate this. You know what you have to do, be faithful to who you are. Your kind of true self as a team, and then do it with great purpose and passion. And like you can't get confused with a lot of stuff. Going to just be true to that and train that way and play that way. And then the game allows opportunities for freedom, guys to make plays and do that. But you always got to remember what we use the word non-negotiables are, or who you are. And so I hope that's something that's given us some success on the road with obviously good players.
Okay, got time for one more.
Tony, you didn't have a two-point basket for the first
Yeah.
14 minutes of the second half. Obviously, guys are hitting threes, that's part of it. But did that concern you at all, the shot selection or the not being able to get?
I mean, I thought they were maybe one or two heat checks, but the ball was moving, and they were feet set, rhythm threes. And, yeah, that's a ton of threes. But, I mean, I'll have to go back and look. But I think I was okay with the majority of it. But you can't live and die by that. Then you have to try to mix it up. But they also were, jamming the lane and switching and doing a good job on their switches, so we couldn't get it in. So.
All right, one more. That's fine.
Was there any question who your daughter might have been rooting for in this game tonight?
No, not at all. And I told her, go recruit some of your friends that have spent time and ate meals at our house and stayed over to pull for us. But no, I'm glad she can hold her head high. Last year, we couldn't get it done for her, but and she can yell. I actually found that out sitting there. So, but no, and she loves this school. This is similar to Virginia. This is a wonderful school, and good things. And Coach Forbes and his staff have done a really good job these last 2 years. They're building it, and so it was a high-level, good game, and my daughter is happy.
Thanks, everyone.